Here's your daily dose of history. These events happened on April 30th. In 1803, negotiations are completed in Paris for the purchase of Louisiana from France for $15 million by a delegation sent by U.S. President Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson had originally sought to purchase just New Orleans, but the French offered the whole territory. Jefferson's negotiating delegation included Minister to France Robert Livingston of New York, whom Jefferson knew well as a fellow member of the Committee of Five that was tasked with writing the Declaration of Independence back in 1776. The other big player was James Monroe, who had served as Minister to France under President George Washington and had just finished a stint as governor of Virginia. Once France agreed, it was then left to Jefferson and Secretary of State James Madison to convince Congress to ratify and fund the deal. In 1939, the World's Fair, celebrating the World of Tomorrow, opens in New York City. The fair runs for 6 months, with World War II beginning before the event's completion. The fair is held at Flushing Meadows in Queens, where a park was created on the site of a former dump, which F. Scott Fitzgerald called a Valley of Ashes in The Great Gatsby. The fair was originally supposed to have a German pavilion, but German involvement was ended after the invasion of Czechoslovakia in March 1939. When Germany invaded Poland on September 1st, 1939, the lights were shut off in the Polish pavilion, symbolic of the darkness of the years to come in Poland and the rest of the world. The famous Unisphere, the giant iconic globe at Flushing Meadows, was not constructed for the 1939 World's Fair, but later for the 1964 World's Fair. In 1937, Led Zeppelin placed a 76,229 fans at the Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit, setting what was then a record for the largest attendance for a single-act concert. The previous record was also held by Led Zeppelin, when the band played to 56,800 at a 1973 show in Tampa, Florida, which eclipsed the famous 1965 Beatles concert at Shea Stadium by 1,200 people. Led Zeppelin's 1977 record has since been surpassed many times. The current record for the largest paid audience for a single-act concert was set by Italian singer Vasco Rossi in 2017 in Modena, Italy, with an audience of over 225,000. There are many free single-act concerts that have had much greater numbers. The current free concert record is believed to be held by British singer Rod Stewart, with an audience of 3.5 million people at Rio de Janeiro's Copacabana Beach on New Year's Eve in 1994. In 1993, 4 years after publishing a proposal for an idea of linked information systems, English computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee releases the source code for the world's first web browser and editor, which he calls the World Wide Web. This makes it free and relatively easy for people to explore the fledgling internet. Berners-Lee's World Wide Web has changed the world on a similar level to Johannes Gutenberg's movable type printing press more than 500 years earlier. Like the printing press, the web has changed the way we learn and communicate. In 2021, Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure reopen. The parks have been closed for 412 days, the longest closure for Disneyland in its 65 years, because of the coronavirus pandemic. Those COVID years almost feel like an alternate reality, and the closing of Disneyland for more than a year is a fine illustration of how the pandemic changed everything. As a teacher, I wonder when, or perhaps if, our schools will fully recover from the pandemic's effects. Don't forget to check out Today in History in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. There's a link in the description. Which of these events did you find most interesting? Let me know in the comments. Also, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me and helps this channel greatly. And there are more Mr. Lewis videos here and here. Thanks for watching.